dividend investing has seen a huge recent rise in YouTube exposure and on other online sources. During times of recession and economic hardship, more investors flock towards dividend-paying stocks. In this video, I'm going to explain what dividends are and what you should know about them before investing in dividend-paying stocks. So a dividend is a portion of a company's earnings distributed to the shareholders, i.e. the investors. So a company will declare the amount per share that will be paid to investors who hold the stock at a specific point in time. Dividend-paying companies generally share some of their profits when they have enough cash left over after their expenses. So dividends are paid quite regularly. For example, some are paid quarterly, so every 4 months, some are paid semi-annually, so twice a year, and some are paid annually. So dividends therefore represent a form of passive income. But there is a lot more that you need to know before thinking that dividend investing is the next best thing since sliced bread. So the first thing that you need to know about dividend investing is that it's not always guaranteed. For example, a company may choose for whatever reason to stop paying dividends, and this might have a negative impact on your investment strategy. So how do dividend payouts actually work? So a company's board of directors actually get together and they agree to pay a dividend, and therefore a set sum per share is allocated. There are a few notable key dates that you should pay attention to before investing in dividend stocks. The first is the declaration date. So this is when the board initially declares their intention to pay a dividend. Then there is the ex-dividend date. The investor must hold shares in said company before the ex-dividend date. To be on the safe side, it's always best to buy before the ex-dividend date, but the shareholder must hold stocks in that company at the market open of the ex-dividend date. Then there is the record date, where the company looks at who is holding that share and who is eligible for the dividends. The payment date is where the dividends are actually distributed to those eligible to receive the dividends. And this is usually a month after the record date. And because people know exactly when to buy a stock when dividends are being paid, they also know exactly when they can sell a share. This is where dividend yield actually becomes very important. So what is dividend yield? The dividend yield is a percentage number which indicates the value of a share, which expresses the size of a dividend in relation to its stock price. For example, a company paying 5% dividends on a share that is worth $2 is paying out a dividend of 10 cents. Dividend yields rise and fall as the share price fluctuates. This could mean that if a company isn't doing so well and its share price goes down, that the dividend payments could also reduce in value too. After a stock goes ex-dividend, the share price typically drops by the amount of dividend paid to reflect the fact that the new shareholders are not entitled to the payment. So now that we know that companies can pay dividend and dividend is a form of passive income, we have to know a few more things about dividend allowance. So when a company pays a dividend to you, they automatically pay tax on that dividend. This means that you don't always receive the full amount of the dividend yield. Furthermore, because receiving dividends is a form of income, you are also subject to additional tax. For example, in the UK, you have a £2,000 tax-free allowance of dividend income, meaning that if you don't exceed the £2,000 threshold, all the dividend income is tax-free. Beyond £2,000, you have to start paying tax on receiving dividend income, and this can often be a negative to dividend investing compared to other forms of investing where there is a capital gain, because unless you make that sale for the capital gains, you do not have to pay tax right there and right then. Because dividends are not guaranteed, some investors may be hesitant to invest in companies which have recently just announced that they are providing dividends. However, there exists a class of dividend-paying companies called the Dividend Aristocrats. So these companies have consistently paid out dividends yearly and also increased their dividends with each payout over the past 25 years or more. Dividend kings are companies that have increased their dividends and also consecutively paid their dividends yearly for more than 50 years. So dividend aristocrats are companies found in the S&P 500, and these tend to be large companies that don't witness supercharged growth and are typically recession-proof and enjoy steady profits. So a few examples of dividend aristocrats is McDonald's, who have consistently been paying out dividends and increasing their payout for the past 45 years and currently have a dividend yield of 2.1%. Pepsi, who have consistently been paying out for 49 years and currently have a dividend yield of 2.7%. And the dividend king Johnson & Johnson, who have been consecutively paying out dividends for the past 60 years and have a dividend yield of 2.7%. However, a high dividend paying stock stock is not always what it seems. Dividends are often offered by established companies, but dividends may also be used to attract new investors to new or troubled businesses as well. A value trap, also known as a dividend trap, occurs when investors are lured into high dividend paying stocks only to find out that the company that they've invested in wasn't providing a good deal after all. A sharp price movement will always dramatically affect the dividend yields of a company. This is because the yield always moves in opposite to the stock price. Therefore, if there's a big shock surprising news story on the company that you've just invested in, that could lead to a huge reduction in the dividends you actually receive from that company. Some companies offer really high dividend yields to attract new investors and inflate the value of their stock prices. However, because they're so focused on actually keeping their shareholders happy and providing lots of dividend payouts, they miss out on reinvesting that money back into the business, improving the profits, and therefore ultimately sacrifice growth of the company. And this leads on to the other thing that you need to know about dividends, is that there is a big difference between dividend investing and growth investing. Because dividends are distributed to the shareholders as payments, this could adversely affect the business. Like I said before, if the company is too focused on providing dividends, they might actually overlook the fact that they need to reinvest this money into the business. Therefore, dividend paying stocks typically grow a lot slower than other companies. This is why investors are torn between dividend investing or investing in high potential growth companies. Companies which show large growth see their stock prices increase dramatically, meaning that there is a lot of returns to be made for the investor if they were to sell further down the line in the future. For example, 5 years ago, the stock price of Johnson & Johnson was valued at $134. Today, this value is $165. Compare that with Tesla 5 years ago, the stock price was $25, but today stands at a massive $290, even after its massive recent fall. Investing $1,000 in Tesla 5 years ago would have yielded you over 10 times the return compared to investing $1,000 in Johnson & Johnson 5 years ago. And this includes the dividend payments paid out by Johnson & Johnson. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this new background. Make sure to check out some other videos on this channel, and I will see you in the next video.